Uh, Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. This is Swetha. So I teach biology. I'm from Gitanjali School Senior. I teach Checkpoint 8 and IGCSE 9 and 10 and AS and A level biology. So today's our topic is innovative teaching methodologies. So what is this innovative teaching methodologies? I couldn't share the screen for some reasons, but so I have got two pictures of two plants. Actually, we have done this experiment in our school with the two groups of children saying good words to plants and bad words to plants. Plants also have feelings. Like, so if we say, if we encourage the plant, they will grow. And if we say, um, um, if we don't encourage the plant, they feel sad and they will wilt. So plants, why I'm taking this example is, of course, my topic is innovative teaching methodologies. As I teach biology, I talk about bio mostly in this session. So why I took the example of this plants is, it is according to, let me quote, faith plants the seed, love makes it grow. So that means what we are as a teacher. So we are no more teacher, we are facilitators now, according to the, if we are following the new teaching methodologies, because the old traditional chalk and board method is gone now in most of the schools. So why we have to adopt to this innovative teaching methodologies? What's wrong with the traditional methodology in the teaching? So there is nothing wrong in the traditional method, but for the betterment of the students, since the education these days is student centered, since the student centered education we are practicing in most of the schools, for the betterment of the children, it's better to switch on from the traditional method to the innovative teaching methodologies. So faith plants a seed, love makes it grow. So this means we have to create a nurturing environment, and we have to create love in teaching. So because if we have the passion should start from a teacher, which has to be inculcated in the students. So we in traditional method we used to take the chalk and we used to use the board and explain whatever the subject or whatever the matter is. But here, since it is student centric, we are creating some curiosity in the students to know what is happening around them. So it's like we are generating interest, we are creating curiosity in these students. See, for example, we need not, if it is like a chalk and board method. So if I take, for example, a small topic called as transpiration. So how do I explain the transpiration? In traditional method is transpiration is nothing but loss of water from the plant due to evaporation. So that's the definition of the transpiration, and I'll just give the example and how it is. But if I have to use some methodology to inculcate some curiosity in the plant, in the students, sorry, in the students. So how do I do? So I will make the students to observe the nature now. For example, I'm staying in Hyderabad right now. So right now the climate is so cold, okay, and it is raining for 2 to 3 days. Now I will ask the student, I will create some curiosity in the student. What is happening to the plant? Just notice the plant, just observe the plant. Do you see any droplets on the leaf of the plant? So why do you see droplets? What is happening? So do you see the soil as moist or dry? So then the answer comes from the student saying that yes, soil is moist. That means moist soil has lot of water. So if lot of water is there in the soil, and if lot of water is there in the environment also, right? So environment has lot of water now because of the rainy, the climate. So now the soil has lot of water, environment has lot of water, then plants need not lose any water to the environment, because it happens through a process. It happens through a process. If there is necessity only, process happens. If there is no necessity, the process will not happen and it will slow down. So it affects the temperature. That means transpiration is affected by the temperature. So this answers, I am just giving a scenario to the student saying that climate is cool, temperature is low. Then automatically humidity is high. Automatically student only will imagine and say plants need no water for, they can survive without water also for 2 to 3 days also. So when compared to the summer season, the same topic, if you are teaching during summer season, you can ask, you can create a scenario. Now observe what's the climate, what's the temperature, and let me know what is happening to the plant. Is it dry? Is it wilted? Why is it wilted? Because it needs more water during that time because of the high temperature. So transpiration occur this way, we can teach the student through the curiosity. First, I feel as a teacher, first quality of the teacher to teach anything to the student is to create some curiosity. Without curiosity, they will not question anything. See, anything to learn new, they have to uh, develop an ability to question themselves and also to question others. Then only the thirst for the knowledge will be satisfied when it is questioned. So questioning should be there, that ability to question, that ability to create some curiosity in the students will be, that is the job of the facilitator. So we are no more teachers and we are facilitators now. We have to facilitate the students in a right way to create some curiosity. So if we talk about the teaching strategies to teach any topic. See, in a class, we don't have students of all the range of the students. Like, see, few students will be very active, few students will be moderately active, and few students will be not active at all. That doesn't mean that they don't have knowledge. That doesn't mean that they are not able to, they are not capable to do anything. Every student is unique in the class. So if a teacher identifies the uniqueness of the student, then that teacher is really a successful teacher. So uniqueness is not only with respect to the knowledge. Like, see, if I deliver a knowledge in a traditional teaching methodology, what happens is I deliver a knowledge to the student, and student have to grasp that knowledge and they have to learn, they have to put it in a paper. So that is traditional way of delivering the knowledge by the teacher. That is the traditional way of learning of the students also. But what is happening here is, if we are adopting to the innovative teaching methodologies, we have to tailor our strategies so that the knowledge which you are giving in a class should reach to each and every student. So that can be under many strategies. I mean, we can use many strategies to tailor the needs of each and every student in the class. So first method I would suggest is it's research. So I know research is not everyone's cup of tea, but if we teach how the basic research at least. See, technology is improved. Every student, whether he studies or whether he doesn't study, whether he is active or not active, he is capable to operate his laptop, his mobile, and internet. So almost all the students are able to do that. Then if they are able to do that, if we teach what is a research, so most of the students feel that research is nothing but searching for something. It's not searching for something in the internet. Browsing for something is not the internet. It has got some methods to follow in the research. It has got a hierarchy to follow in the research. So research doesn't start with just how to search in the internet and how to browse. So research starts with, first we have to identify the question or problem. What is the problem? What is the question we have? And what I need to question or on what I need to research. See, when I teach genetic engineering topic to IG10 or A level, so they have lot of questions related to genetic engineering. So students will be asking how the gene is cut, how the gene is inserted, and how that is inserted in the human again to lead a normal life. So that's the question. That's the question for them to their level, to their age. So ask them to write that question in the internet and ask them to, browse on the question. Then they will get lot of knowledge regarding the inserting and deleting the gene in editing process. So they will learn new terms and they will learn that. So why we are encouraging the student to identify the question and problem is, so it's not to test their knowledge, it's not to test their browsing capacity, it's to create curiosity. Some curiosity we have to create. For example, I have taken here an example of, see, a student can do what research a student can do in the school premises. I have taken an example of what are the effects of plant-based diets on athletic performance in high school athletes. Students will be playing sports like basketball, cricket, so many sports will be there, clubs will be there in the school. So we can compare the high school athletes' performance who are taking, we can divide the group into two groups. One group we will observe, we will suggest them to take plant-based diet. And another group we will suggest to take other than plant-based diet. Then next is, now we have got a question. What are the effects of plant-based diet on athletic performance in high school athletes? Then next one is develop hypothesis. How do we develop hypothesis? So based on the question, now we have to develop. So till now, what is the research has been done on athletic performance in high school athletes? So I will take the literature review. So what is the existing research on the topic? Then I will relate. I will design a test for the hypothesis. So this is the research that has been done till now. Now, what am I going to do? So for that, what am I going to do? I will test the hypothesis. So I will design a test for the study. Then I will collect the data of dietary habits. So this group, so-and-so days, 10 days, they had these dietary habits, and group 2 had these dietary habits. Then I will analyze the data through this statistical analysis, and then I will interpret the results. So plant-based diet, the group who has taken plant-based diet will have high athletic performance, and the group which is other than the plant-based diet will have low athletic performance. So like that, I will draw the conclusions. Let the students do this, and so they will gain lot of knowledge within themselves, and they will be eager to do research on various topics. So that's one strategy which we can use in the classroom. Then second thing is, second strategy which we can use is case study. So case studies is another kind of research, but it is personalized, we can say. It is not the typical research what we do, taking a topic or question and taking the hypothesis, testing the hypothesis, analyzing the results. It's not the type of typical research what we do. So it is the case study means we actually do we actually go to the person and study the person for a few days and write the observations. So what we have observed, how generally case studies can be done in bio, especially in bio. Of course, you can apply in any other subject. So case studies in bio can be applied on diseases. So be it genetic diseases, be it normal diseases. So I have given a project to class 8 students, and they have come up with a case study on diabetes. So case study goes like this. A student grandfather undergoes prescribed medication and her blood glucose levels have started to get back to normal. She has undergone a bypass surgery, and due to that, she has had a lot of tension as well. which resulted in her blood glucose levels changing. So that student has observed his grandmother who is suffering from the blood pressure. Now he want to observe what are, sorry, not blood pressure, blood glucose levels, I'm sorry. So now he wants to observe what are the causes for the blood glucose levels, why the blood glucose levels are changing daily. So in addition, he recently lost his grandfather, and his grandmother experienced the most amount of sorrow, which also affected her health. Now these are all the effects for her to experience bad diabetes situations. So currently she is all right and living a healthy lifestyle. She had been told to eat more fruits and less oily foods and walk twice a day. And unsurprisingly, she is doing whatever the doctor had told her. One of the reasons why she had gotten type 2 diabetes was because her father had diabetes as well. So he came to know that diabetes is genetic through this case study. Unlike if in the traditional methodology of teaching, if I say diabetes is genetic, he wouldn't have understood how diabetes is genetic. So because he had seen himself with personalized experience that his father also, her father also had the diabetes, he came to know that yes, whatever point I have told in the class, he could able to relate the point that diabetes is genetic. Had diabetes as well, and when she gave birth to her daughter, the infant weighed over 4 kilograms. She also frequently urinates. These are the symptoms he had observed. Now he has to observe the symptoms also. So symptoms of diabetes are frequent urination, has endured through other symptoms as well. Whatever the reason may be, his grandfather is fine right now, and she has proven that even if diabetes cannot be cured, it can well be maintained, and these type of diseases need to be treated immediately. Otherwise, it may be too late before we can know it. So exercising and maintaining a good lifestyle. So this is how he suggested his grandmother to maintain lifestyle by doing some exercises, by maintaining some good diet, and eating healthy also contributes to refraining the body from obtaining type 2 diabetes. So this kind of case studies can help students to notice what is happening around them, and to in a way, if we think about the ethics also, in a way they can help their grandmother and grandfather if they understand what they are going through. Personally, they have to understand what they are going through. Generally, what happens if we tell in the class that, okay, so diabetes is so and so disease, diabetes symptoms are so and so, and diabetes treatment is so and so. So they will just have the textual knowledge. So we as facilitators, we are nation builders. So we have to build a nation, a healthy nation, I would say. We have to build a healthy society. So healthy is not only physical, but also emotional and mental. So we have to inculcate, we know how students are, we say these students are Gen Z. So we know how students are losing their temper, they are losing their emotional balance and all. So in order to make them, in order to inculcate all those emotions in the students, so we have to give such a type of methodology, we have to use such type of strategies in the class so that they can experience personally what is happening around them, what their mother, parents, grandfathers, grandmothers are going through. So next strategy I would use in the classroom is peer-to-peer learning. So this is the best strategy I have experienced in the class, because student is the best teacher to another student. So no other, I mean, we are just facilitators, we can help, but students' language is different. A student can understand his peers' mentality, his peers' learning abilities very well than a facilitator. So this teaching methodology has helped me to helped me in many ways in the class to reach each and every student, to reach every student. So students take on the role of both teacher and learner, and they can explain concepts, share resources, and help each other understand material, fostering a sense of responsibility and ownership of their learning. So if we give responsibility and ownership of their learning, so then a student to his friend is the best teacher in this world, who can explain in their own language, which that student, his peer, can understand very well. So, and the results are also remarkable through this peer-to-peer learning experience. So next methodology I can use is flipped classroom. So in this flipped classroom, student will become a facilitator. So it's not, the knowledge is not going from teacher to student or facilitator to student, but it is from student to student. So why this flipped, how this flipped classroom helps in delivering rightful knowledge to the students is, so student takes up the responsibility and tries to imitate as a teacher. So he tries to reach up to the level of the facilitator. So he tries to, prepare their own PPTs. He tries to get their own aids like charts, colorful charts, many active learning strategies in the class. They can see, they can create many active learning strategies among the students. It's up to his creativity. It's basically student who is taking up a topic to teach can be as creative as he can in delivering the knowledge to the students. So in this process, as a facilitator, we also can learn from the students because they are the budding teachers. And this flipped classroom is totally student-centered learning. And this can address individual doubts and questions. So few students will be there who will have certain inhibitions in the class to raise up their hand and to ask to a teacher. But imagine if a student is taking up the teacher's job, if a student is presenting a PPT and explaining a certain topic, other students who can feel very free to the student because he is his friend. So other students can happily and freely raise up their hands and ask any doubt, question anything regarding the topic and clear their doubts. So individual doubts can be addressed through the flipped classroom strategy, and it is totally student-centered learning. So we are no more teachers now, but facilitators, and students are budding teachers through this flipped classroom. It is totally student-centric learning, addressing individual doubts and questions.
Swetha, because of the time constraint, can we start the question answer round? Like if you can finish in a few minutes, please.
Yes. So can you just give me 5 minutes, ma'am?
Sure.
Thank you. So next methodology we can use is role play. So role play is the best drama played in the classroom with the characters that are there in the chapter. So for example, in biology, we can take example of classification of animals. So we have vertebrates, invertebrates, undervertebrates, amphibians, reptiles, birds, mammals, and fish. So they can create their own characters. Like one student can act as amphibian and just play as the characteristics of amphibian. And one student can be a reptile and play the characteristics of reptile. So this can be best suited topic for the role play in the biology. Then storytelling. Which student doesn't like story? So every student likes story. If we are starting a new topic, just teach through the story. So then get into the topic that would help them relate to the topic. See, for example, I have taken an example of osmosis. So osmosis, I have created one story, The Thirsty Plants and the Clever Brothers. So like, how do I deliver the osmosis definition as osmosis is nothing but movement of water molecules from high water potential to low water potential? They would not understand. We have to relate. So we have to understand that why river water is flowing into the ocean water, but not the other way. Ocean water can also flow into the rivers. Why is it not happening? Because it is nature. We can relate the topic to the nature. So why is it not happening? Because river water is not salty. So what's wrong with the salty water? The thing is, salty water contains solute. Any solution which has solute will have low water potential, and any liquids, water which doesn't have any salt, only pure water is there, that has high water potential. Now it makes sense to say, define osmosis, that osmosis is nothing but movement of water molecules from high water potential, that is reverse, which doesn't have any solute, to the ocean which has solute in it, high water potential to low water potential. Now the student can understand very well about the osmosis. So for this, I have taken one story to explain. In a small Indian village, brothers Raj and Ravi lived simple lives. Raj is a farmer and Ravi enjoying fishing by the river. One summer, Raj noticed his crops were wilting due to dry soil. Concerned, he searched for a solution. Ravi, returning from the river, discovered a new pond where water was slowly seeping in. Curious, he tasted the water and found it less salty than the rivers. He shared this with Raj, who realized this was similar to osmosis. Water moves to areas with low salt concentration, just like how plants' roots absorb water. The brothers decided to use this natural principle to save their crops. They dug a canal from the pond to the fields, letting the water nourish their plants. Soon the crops flourished again. So, moral of the story is, observing and understanding nature can solve many problems. Even simple ideas like osmosis can have a big impact. And last method I would use is project-based learning. So, project based learning is an educational approach where students engage in exploring and responding to real world problems and challenges over an extended period. This hands on method promotes deep understanding and critical thinking. And students I have encouraged students to make an organic village with organic soil, seeds, and organic compost. And they tried doing the terrace farming also, which was a successful project. So these are all the innovative teaching methodologies or strategies, I would say, that I use in the classroom. So to deliver the knowledge in a rightful way to all the students and to inculcate some curiosity in the students to this methodologies. So thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I wish I was taught biology like this, the reverse osmosis and everything. So I thoroughly enjoyed the session listening to you. Biology is very easy if it's well explained, and with all the examples you have mentioned about case study, you have mentioned about the experiments, you have mentioned about the projects, research, whatnot, very impressive. So I would request the participants to unmute themselves one by one if they have any questions. Ms. Karishma, Malavi, Ruhi, Sunita Rao, Venkat Lakshmi Bandaru, all the lovely ladies in the meeting room. Any questions, teachers? Looks like nobody wants to have any question, ask any questions. I think you have covered each and every point, ma'am. As a moderator, I would like to ask you a couple of questions, not not so many because you have covered everything. So,
Can I speak, ma'am?
Yeah, sure, definitely. Welcome, ma'am.
She's done, Swetha has done a very good job covering almost everything and a very articulated way of presenting. That was highly appreciated. And this seems to be a very good platform for exchange of ideas. I really appreciate the work which has been put in.
Great.
I didn't have any questions. I just wanted to appreciate.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am, if you can mute yourself, if you are done. Yes, thank you. Any more questions from anyone else? Okay. I have a couple of questions, ma'am, I would like to ask you. So You have mentioned stories, as I mentioned, that case study and experiments and all that. How can you use real world examples to make biology more relevant to students? Of course, you have mentioned about the transpiration. Can you give another example?
Another example also I have mentioned as osmosis, ma'am. So, and we can relate biology diseases, case studies. So personalized, they are noticing I have not asked them to go anywhere to hospitals and all. I have just asked the students to notice, to observe their family members who are observing, who are going through any kind of disease. For example, kidney diseases are there, then diabetes is there. So these are all the common diseases that they can notice, and it's very easy for the students to write down the symptoms. So what they are experiencing, it's very easy to write down the treatment, what they are taking the treatment as. So it is just like connecting their bookish knowledge to their own family members.
Right.
So change starts with from family itself. So they need not go outside, neighbors and all. So they can see their parents only, they can see their relatives only who are experiencing it. They can go there, they can just talk to them and what's happening to them. They can just make a list of it and learn from them. So we are not encouraging them to learn from the book. So if they buttify what is happening in the book, they would not understand anything. They would not feel that personally. Like they would not have that personal experience what they are going through. They will not understand. So case studies best help in this when they have to relate to the nature and relate to the society.
Okay. So, ma'am.
Ma'am, may I add on?
Yes.
Please, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah. There's small things which happen. I mean, see, I'm talking about my subject. I'm also a biology teacher. So biology is about life, about what is happening in your body, around you, all the living things. So when you want to explain some concept, say I want to teach about the skin, I can tell them you are playing in water. You'll find that there are ridges on your fingers. They become very prominent. Why is it so? But if your fingers had been smooth as usual, you wouldn't have got a better grip. These ridges, the increase in number, is only going to be helping you to have a better grip with water as a material there. Then you can also talk about how the body heat is being given out when you play and come back, how you are giving out heat. So you're explaining the whole concept of vasodilation, vasoconstriction using this simple procedure. As if you have a class after a PT period, you can finish the explanation very quickly. So it is how you're going to be relating what is happening. You may not be teaching the same topic, but you could add on a whole lot of understanding related to the subject. And proper teaching can take place a little later also.
Yes, ma'am. Right.
I have done while teaching the coordination response chapter. So I made the students count their rate of respiration when they are resting, and I made the students to run. After that, they have counted their pulse. They have seen the difference of the pulse rate in the pulse rate. So that they have understood that when we run, heart rate increases. It is something related to homeostasis and coordination and response topics.
Great. It's a live example of themselves learning from their body. Nice. So, ma'am, each child is unique and each student is unique. They have different interests, like one likes biology, one likes English, one likes math, and everyone. So how can you support students who struggle with biology concepts without slowing down the progress of the whole class?
As I told you, ma'am, we use different strategies, different methodologies. See, if I give research methodology to all the students in the class, only few students will be interested in the research. So
Right.
I would divide the class into groups. As a bio teacher, I would take some time, like 4 classes or 5 classes. So definitely within 4 5 classes, I would notice who is doing what, who can do what, on based on the some quiz, based on some active strategies that I use in the class. So what I can do is I can divide the class into groups. I can allot a group with different strategies. Like one group can do research, one group can do the project, any project. So some children will be very artistic. They love to do the artwork. So I would say I will give one topic, and I would say, okay, so this topic, how do you represent in a diagrammatic way? So like we do in English, we give one story, we give one picture and ask them to write a story. Same way, so here also, I will give one picture and ask them scenario like, and ask them to relate to the topic. Suppose I am giving temperature changes picture. So I can ask the student to relate. So how is it related to the homeostasis? So what story can you write? What can you write on this? So by that, they can understand the topic. And flipped classroom, some students who are moderately active, like I told you, few students are active, more active, few students are moderately active, and few students are little bit, they have inhibitions. So who are moderately active, we can give the students, such students, this flipped classroom methodology, so that they take the responsibility and they try to imitate the teacher. They try to reach to the level of the teacher. May not be the level of the teacher, but up to certain level. So they try to, beautify their PPTs. They try to beautify their aids, teaching aids and all. So they finally, ultimately, they try to deliver the knowledge until it reaches to each and every student in the class by questioning repeatedly, by repeating the topic repeatedly. So we can divide the class into different groups and tailor accordingly.
Okay. So coming to the teachers, ma'am, as a teacher, how can you stay updated with the latest teaching techniques and research in biology education?
This is old traditional method I follow, reading books. So, and also browsing the internet on particular topics. So updated information, I would type updated information on particular topic, any new things. So I would see many videos in the YouTube also on a particular topic, any easy methodologies that are available for the students, like our platform School Reformer is there. On the other day, I was watching all the videos of the teachers talk. So if we notice what is happening around us as a teacher, also what other teacher is, because respective of the subject, we have competition among other teachers. Obviously we have. So to compete with the other teachers to survive, so we have to keep updated with the knowledge that is there in the books. So different kinds of books are available, ebooks and normal books. So in the library also, and also I would watch videos that are there in the YouTube on particular topic.
Great, ma'am. So thanks a lot for the talk, ma'am, and patiently answering all the questions. We also thank the audience for participating in the event. Ms. Vijaya has just joined now. Ms. Vijaya, if you have any questions towards Ms. Swetha, you can ask. Otherwise, we will end the session now. Looks like no one has any questions, Ms. Swetha. And School Reformer is a platform where we are trying to bring all the educators, basically everyone from the education fraternity, to create a knowledge sharing platform. If anyone is interested, you can directly contact me. You can write a mail. Just visit the website and you can write a mail, or like you can contact me directly. Ms. Swetha has my number. You can send me a WhatsApp message. So thanks a lot. Thanks once again to the speaker.
Thank you
and-
so much for the opportunity given, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll end the session now. I'll stop the recording.
Thank you so much.